from MASNsports.com from the School of Rock. He is Roch Kubatko. Roch, you look at this situation right now with the Baltimore Orioles. You saw Charlie Morton yesterday for the Birds. What's the latest on him?
Where are the other horsemen, by the way? Is it just you and me?
Yeah, just you and I.
Okay,
so who would we be? They didn't have a black horseman.
They should have. With Morton, we kind of eased into that question with Brandon Hyde last night. You start out, was there anything encouraging from that outing? The curveball seemed a little bit better. What was behind the decision to work him behind Keegan Aiken as an opener? And then it's like, hey, does Morton get another start? And we knew it was going to be way too soon to ask, but you have to ask. And Hyde said, look, I'm still swallowing everything that just happened today with a doubleheader sweep. What we do know is that Kyle Gibson most likely is going to start Wednesday against the Yankees at Camden Yards. The Orioles haven't listed their starters, but he would be available for that. That's huge. And then you don't need a fifth starter until May 10th. We've done the math. So conceivably, and this is just, theorizing, whatever, you could put Charlie Morton in the bullpen for a much-needed long reliever. They really miss Albert Suarez right now. They need a guy who could go 2 1/3, 3, 4 innings if you need that, instead of all these one-plus inning guys passing the baton. So maybe you do that and provides kind of a reset, which is kind of similar to why he came out of the bullpen last night.
Yeah.
Tap the brakes on the, release Charlie Morton. He's getting $15 million and he's made 6 appearances and it's April. That's not happening. So I feel like at this point you could go ahead and move him to the pen for a little bit until you need that extra starter, and then who knows what happens after that when Eflin finally comes back. We don't know when Grayson will be back, some other guys, but at this, the bullpen would make some sense right now.
That's what happens when you start winning, man.
Yeah.
People want everybody cut and fired. You didn't realize that.
Sure.
Tyler O'Neill goes on the IL. What's going on with him?
Yeah, he has neck inflammation, and it had been bothering him the last homestand. Remember, he got scratched from the lineup. He tried to play through it, and you knew you're in a bad position here where you start making adjustments like his preset in the box and how he was striding to the ball, things like that. He was really struggling because of it. He said it really bothered him to turn his head to the left. So at the plate, that's going to be an issue. In the field, it's going to be an issue. He felt like he was now hurting the club, so it made more sense to go on the 10-day. He's pretty confident that he'll be ready to go when he's eligible. This is the 15th time Tyler O'Neill has gone on the IL. That was the one knock against him. The good news is it's rarely an extended stay. There's just a lot of different things. I think it's like 12 body parts. The neck, this is a new one now. He had not had any issues with the neck before, so that kind of surprised him a little bit. But it just wasn't getting any better. He's receiving treatment. He tried to play through it. Maybe in 10 days or whatever, then he's ready to come back and hopefully healthy. And hopefully the bat that they anticipate, I think he's 2 for 21 against left-handers, and he usually mashes them. That's a big reason why he's here.
Very strange lineup today, Roch. Why?
You noticed that?
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yes, I'm sure Brandon Hyde knew some people are going to notice too, but especially when you see like Jordan Westberg. At one point he was 9 for his last 24. He's finally
just throwing out who's hot.
Yes, he was hot. And then you got a lefty going today, and all of a sudden he's out of the lineup. Well, it's because he has a sore hamstring. And we've been hearing he's banged up. We never had any specifics. The hamstring started bothering him yesterday. So that's the only reason why he's out of the lineup right now. Adley Rutschman may have noticed, may not, that he got hit on the right hand.
Yes.
Blocking that ball last night. It was a great block to save a wild pitch, but it caught him on the hand. And while we were outside the clubhouse last night, post-game 2, we saw him and an athletic trainer walking down the hall, which I believe was toward the X-ray room that they have here. It's clearly marked, to check the hands. That didn't surprise me. He's got a little bit of swelling and soreness. Otherwise, he'd be the DH today with Gary Sanchez behind the plate. Cedric Mullins, the best hitter on the team. Even with a lefty on the mound, he may have started otherwise. He's been ill for a few days now, and yet he played 18 innings yesterday. So he's available just like the other two all. They all could come off the bench today, but they're not in the lineup. And I'm sure Hyde in a perfect world would like to avoid all 3 going into the Yankee series. But if we've learned one thing, Rob Long, this is not a perfect world for the Orioles, certainly right now. And this is the last thing they can afford, is to have 3 guys like this now battling an illness or an injury.
Speculation is always, when things go wrong, everything's wrong. And one of the questions I get asked all the time is about the clubhouse. And as much as I try to assure people that the clubhouse is fine, they don't believe me. So I'll ask you, Roch, how's the clubhouse?
It looks fine. And I don't know. I know some people want there to be like panic. They're pro-panic and endorsing that. Yeah. And that's the last thing you want to do if you want to spin out of this thing. And you certainly don't want your manager panicking in front of the team.
Right.
I don't see guys arguing. I don't see anybody. And again, this is during our access. It's the usual guys at their lockers talking, looking at their phones, playing cards, shooting pool, laughter, music playing, pregame, and whatever. So it looks a lot the same. Everybody you talk to says there's no panic at all. We know we're going to get out of this thing. They're frustrated by the slow start.
And I don't feel the panic when I'm in there.
No, not at all. You
don't
can
see
tell.
anything different.
I've been covering this team a long time, and on some really bad teams, and ones where the manager is losing the players, which is not the case here. You can see this difference. But yes, they're frustrated. They're frustrated they're not hitting with runners in scoring position.
Yeah.
Every starter is frustrated. The rotation hasn't been better, the injuries and everything else. But everybody seems to be maintaining their composure and still confident, like Jackson Holliday said. We know how good we are. We're going to get out of this thing. But yeah, you reach a point where it's no longer just early, and you've got to go ahead and do this and spin this thing around.
As Yogi Berra once said, it's getting late early.
That's right.
Thanks a lot, Roch.
All right, pal.
All right.